Let's see. Is it good? Alright, let me put the stock radio on. Let's get all ready to roll. Someone, if someone can. Let's see. Okay. Alright. We got someone saying a message. That means streams are good to go. We're back into this bullish breaker here that we were looking for longs early in the day. Could work out here. This might be a decent one. I don't know. I'll probably just put a stop like that. Like a 13-point stop. I don't know. This definitely would wait after 130 and 115 first. Let's see. So basically, we took the -4 standard deviation from the upside. They're heading to the downside here. 1 and 2, going both sides. The short that we took in the AM here, which we just kind of just took it at the even mark. It worked out for more than 100 points, it looks like. Let's look at the 5-minute for both. I'm gonna remove. So we're basically heading back to London lows for ES. And for NQ, we swept London highs from yesterday, from Monday. We might be heading down here. The London lows mark. Lots of range today. What trade copper are you using? I'm using Replicanto. Is anything happening in the hourly that I should be aware of? This one, definitely something I'm watching. I'm gonna put it this side just so I don't cover the screen. But we basically filled this FEG here in the hourly and came lower, did a quick manipulation run, and then went higher. So if we can close under again, I'll be watching. Very similar case to ES. It's not important too much anymore, so we did close under. I'm more looking at this breaker here. And then we also have a lower liquidity moving downwards, which has been holding up pretty nicely. So maybe something like this down here and then pop up with a very tight stop. The stop would be under this previous low. This is something I'm interested in. Maybe not too aggressive on it. Let's see if we get to. Did we take out this low? We did. I'm still looking for a pop in here. Lots of things are happening right now. There might be a Cameron model. The 30-second, was that 30-second entry? I really haven't looked too much on the Cameron model. I tried it before. It was decent, but then 30 seconds is always too messy for me. Looks like we did have equal lows here. This could be just the stop punt that we were looking for upside now. Let's see. This could be a breaker here. If there's up close candle, we can get close above, break this trend line too. We'll see first. So for this to be bullish, we see this bullish breaker here. We have equal lows. We took the sell side. We need this low to be protected and like close above this previous high and just retap under. This would be make the bullish breaker structure, but I'm also looking at a bullish structure here. Nothing for the bearish side yet. I mean, it looks like we did have a bearish breaker here. I'll mark this out just so we can use this as a reference. This was a decent one here. Might have been able to take that if it was trading in the afternoon time. And Michael execution day, he targeted 853. What? Oh, he missed it. It didn't come to there. So we need to see if we want to sweep this high. How's the lag if you fast forward? Look at my train view time and look at yours. Let's see if it's like just a few seconds, ideally. So looks like it's like about 3 seconds, few seconds, 3, 4, 2, 1. Pretty good. We really just went back into this bearish breaker or bullish breaker here. Brian having a cold. Do I sound like I have a cold? The only thing I have is, I think, cat allergies with my nose. I've been having that for the last like month now. Especially that I had people taking care of, a family taking care of my kittens while I was away doing stuff, and brought them back, and hopefully it just gets better. I don't know. What does the breaker mean? It's a bullish breaker. And if you don't know what a breaker is, you can look at my Discord. There's some reference material there, and a reference materials that I would actually use to teach. Lots of them for T-trades. I'm not sure how to kind of fix this with the cat allergy. I just hope it would be fine, but I don't know. It started developing. I didn't have it before, but I don't feel sick. I just feel like the cat allergy is getting to my nose. Who knows if there's a fix for that? There could be cat allergy medicine, I guess. But I want to see if it can just fix on its own. I'm okay. Do you trade every day? Jay said. Yes, I trade every day. Well, there's some days I don't trade. It could be like maybe the day before CPI. Sometimes I'll avoid it, or it could be a half day, which is yesterday. I didn't trade that. And how long did it take for your 7-day winning streak? You can actually look at my trade recap on Discord. It'll show like what days I traded on, and like what trades I took on that day. And then there's also gonna be a live recording of it. So you're gonna run it back and watch it for the executions. Everything's recorded too. Most of it was YouTube streams, but there's also some that's Discord. Would a breaker be the same as a FEG? No. No. Invest and manifest. You gotta like look at the materials I have on the Discord. Look at the index trading chat on my Discord, and look at the videos that I have marked. So you can learn it and then come back, and then like we could forward test together essentially. But I'm kind of looking at 2 long setups right now. And if it forms a bearish breaker, then I'll flip bearish. But let's see. I'll mark this too, I guess. This is like a decent bearish breaker structure here, just for continuation. This was during lunchtime, so I wasn't on for it, but I think I would have taken that trade probably. What's your Discord? You can just look at my you can look at my profile on Twitter or whatever, or it should be even a link too. Something's going on with the picture quality. I think if you go on YouTube, it should be a settings bar, and then you can change the quality to like HD. Okay, so if we get a close above here, I would like to see it retap back in for a long. Has tech been starting to come back up? It looks like it has. Okay, we might get a bullish. Let me just write this. Let's just do a minus sign. This one is a plus sign. Okay, so bullish breaker is active. I'll draw like this, I guess. If you notice, we're going basically breaker to breaker. And the way we're going to figure this out is look for the entry that will align best. I'm just gonna draw on both. I might, depending on how, which one is the strength, I want to play it accordingly. Trying to do this ahead of time. But this -4 standard deviation here was spot on here. That's why I was looking for the long down here. I was just trying to manage my risk. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Might not get entry here. I think it would make me feel better if we also violate this bearish breaker too. But that's how we're gonna play it, it looks like. So I'm looking at this bullish breaker now. I'm gonna remove this. This is originally what the long I wanted, but I didn't get it. And now I'm kind of going for this retap back in here. So retaps back in here. I'm looking for a push. Probably take out these internals here. What is up with the trend today, though? It just like seems like when it trends, it just goes for it. So we definitely violated this bearish breaker. I'm just gonna move to the side, so like it's still a bearish breaker, and we might use it again as a reference. But damn. What was this, like 115? It's like a 40-point move without no thoughts of retracing back. We developed the bullish breaker. But what here from now? Part of me wants it to come back down now. So what I think, it's just gonna come back down here. If not, I can't do anything about it. It would be a decent short just because we are at the -1 standard deviation now. Look at the 50% mark of it. Leave a strong wick. I might actually just hammer this on the on just like a paper or eval, not on my funded. Just like a short here with a stop at the high, which is like a 4-point stop. And I would look to get it here and then flip it down here. Let's see if I can get that. If it comes back up for it. Just because it left a wick, took out the internals, and then hitting the bread and butter of the one projection. I'm still bullish, but I'm still looking for it to come back down first. So let me see if I can just slap a short in here. On the C wick here. Just any short above here. Between the closing and the midpoint of it is what I'm trying to do. Let's see if we get it though. We might not. This would not necessarily be a good turtle soup just because it's just internals and we could really just be rotating back up to this high again. Yeah, it looks like this short that I wanted to would have worked out at least. But let's see. From this high, we want to get a good risk reward short here or long here. Likely within this FEG here. I'm gonna see if I can get something like that. Which one is the weakness? Which one is the strength? Just know we're looking for a long within the breaker. So if it does come and I'm late to it, I'm gonna try to go for it anyways. It's getting spicy here. I think I'm just gonna try to do a little bit wider of a stop. So like instead of like just my normal 13, 12 or 12, I'm just gonna do like closer to 15 a day and just lower my size. ES has yet to come down lower. I'm gonna also show it on ES just because it might wick. Yeah, I think ES definitely you can manage your risk much better. We'll see which one we get. They're both very similar. NQ does look a little bit weaker though. Let's just see if we can get entry within. The moment we get in this 1 minute FEG, I'm gonna try to add into it. Feels like a stop hunt to new low day. It could be. I'm not gonna be too aggressive on the entry. I'm gonna wait for it to come to me. So we're back in this breaker here. ES did not really tap into it, but NQ did. I still think I like ES more though. Let me get everything ready. I think I like ES definitely much more than NQ right now. But we got filled and NQ. I must see if we can get an ES more. Let's see if we get it. It's getting a bounce here. Still want it on ES though. ES definitely hitting the breaker, which is nice. This is what we've been looking for. Let's see if we get a push up on NQ here. I don't think I'll get a fill on ES. Looks like I'm gonna go for this high here, or at least back into this buy side, which is a 50% mark. If we get there. Let's see. Pretty good risk reward right now. Am I recording? I think I am, right? No, I'm not recording. Damn. So I drew the same setup both on ES and NQ. ES just barely tipped on it. NQ went dog deep in there. So far, very clean 13 points right now. I'm still letting it come up higher. We're gonna fill this 1 minute here. Okay, we're back in the 1 minute here. So at that point, we can actually do break even stop right now because we're past that 1-1 risk reward. I'm gonna set break even stop on NQ here, and if it comes back on ES, I'll try to take it on ES. But I have no need for it to, if it comes back down, I have no need for it to wick me out. There's no need for it to come back into the FEG, because if it does, it likes to come lower. So I'll be careful with that, depending on what it does. But yeah, break even stop. So like this trade can't go red. I forgot to show it on the trade on trading view. I should have done that with the paper trade account here, just for visuals. But I think we already knew that where we're looking for longs. If you guys are listening and watching me, this was definitely shown on both on in Q and ES, like way ahead. But I'm still waiting. I'm still looking for this to play out more. I'll put this over here. Should come up more. Do you announce your entry clear? Was that not clear? I was trying to also get on ES. We didn't get on ES. Like I think if you're new, if you've only been watching me for like one stream, or if this is your first stream, it might be more difficult. So give it some time, and then like if it's still confusing, like ask me like 3-4 streams later. But we all know what we're looking for. A retap in here. I'm not gonna re-enter this. I'm gonna say this here. If ES comes back in here, I'll try an ES just because ES has more of a manageable risk. This is where I'll get stop break even on the rest of my trade after we took like 15 on it. I should have done the trade, like did this as well on my screen, but I think I just did it very slow. The way that it came down came really fast, I feel like, also. And wait, is it not working? I'm still getting used to trading view trading, by the way. It's not even working right now. What's going on? I don't know. Is it not working? Yeah, it's weird. I'm just trying to mess around with this, see, because my trade order's not pulling up, I believe. Okay, now it does. That's weird. I mean, I tried it like so many times, but it didn't work. If we can hit this target, it'll be 30 points. So the way that I'm gonna just kind of explain this, how like I would, if you're completely new, and how I would trade this. Well, you know where, well, this is where we get filled around 12, 9-12. When we get to a good target, we don't have any internals to really aim for, but like we have this FAG with a risk of 14 points. The moment we go above that 1-to-1 risk reward, I would encourage to take a TP here. So like this retap here, this is where I said to take a TP. That'll be 15 points. And then put break even stop. So no matter what, it'll be still a green trade. So let's say you took 3 minis. You could take 1 or 2 off. Or let's say you took 4 minis on it. You could take 2 off here, put break even stop, and then aim for the main target. You can take off 1 here, and then aim, let it run a ride. There's a lot of ways you can do it. But this is how I'm sharing it. I'm taking most of my TP here. This is my trade of it here. I can share it, I guess. I added a little bit more while I was coming back up, but it doesn't matter. The main entry was down here. Notice, it's also funny to notice like if this rejects here, this is a perfect example of not always targeting the high, and rather just go for like the easier objective, which you have the CE wick here, and then you also have the -1 standard deviation. So you don't necessarily have to always tap the high. That's why I always like to put my TP like like a few ticks below where, because it could double top. If it double tops, what happens? You're not gonna get entry, right? Press 1 if you took the NQ long. But I hope this just stops right here. I hope so. So like this would be a very good explanation of why like you don't have to target the high, but I think it just keeps on running. You can let a runner go, and we could probably target the negative 2.5 or negative 4 standard deviation or long. If it coincided with a target, that'll be even better. So like let's say this high, if it coincided with that, that'll be great. Let me make sure I cancel all my orders now, just so I don't mess up. I feel like I might have left some open orders everywhere because I'm kind of trading many accounts right now. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right. I'll look for one more trade for this PM session. It's 1:30. Still early, very early. We don't really have to do, but if we can get another trade, that'll be wonderful.
And the negative standard deviation is lining up with the IDR high, so could go up there.
Just remember, like, even though this is like a 14-point stop, a pretty decent standardized stop for most traders, the precision in the entry was only like 2 points, or let me say 12, like not even 2 points. It's like 1 point. Let's just see if we get another trade.
Five-minute inverted fair value gap at 12:25 p.m. So it could come back down there. I'm gonna let things play out more here.
Sleepy said funded hit new high of $80. That's good. That's actually really good.
Profit is profit.
Honestly. My computer's kind of laggy. I don't know if it's like frozen right now. Am I still live? What is happening? They don't want me to trade more. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Team recommend any training videos or courses or concepts that you trade? Yeah. So this is always a question about new people. If you go on my Discord, right? There's link in the bio. Go on my Discord. I opened this main train chat just for everyone. All the other stuff for private. Main train chat. Go to pin messages, and I will just take like some time to go through every single pin messages here from the bottom to start. And if you do that, come back to me tomorrow or whenever, and watch me use the concepts or the model that I teach live right now. Everything. If you learn all that, this trade would be very simple to you. But that's that. Should we get one more trade for the PM? Usually, once I get a nice trade already, I don't really need to go for more. Can you share your link to the Discord? So these questions, I'm prepared for these questions. But if you just take a little bit of time and go to the description, everything's gonna be there, I promise you. Everything's gonna be there. I'm gonna let things play out right now. I think we wait for the 2 p.m. for the next trade. I think it's gonna consolidate more.
Looks like a good manipulation wick.
Did ES just double top there? I guess it did. I really want to see if NQ did not take this high out, but no, did it take the high out? Let me see. Ah, I think whoever put their target right there got very lucky because it's only a tick higher, literally only a tick higher. That's why I always recommend like do not target whatever high it is. Like at least put a tick under or something like that because it could happen like ES here, which is double top, and depending on your slippage and if you're trading a live count or funded count, you might not get filled at the where you want it, even though it crossed that move. If you see, I just posted on the live chat the link to the Twitter post that I just basically snapshot of the YouTube live. It just shows the recap of what we just did. Just give a like and comment, especially if you took that trade. Just comment, show something, and then that's just my appreciation, or that's the way you can appreciate if you like this live stream and like these live trades. That's literally all I ask for. Nothing else. This trade is working, but I'm not gonna take this trade. I'm not gonna even count it, even if it works, because I forgot that we left that there. But the risk reward, like I said, is pretty decent just because we had equal lows here, swept it, build a bullish breaker. So like, unless we really came down under this breaker, I don't think this will fail. I mean, I like it, but I'm not gonna take it as a trade because I forgot about it already. And for me to say like, oh, look, this trade is working. If it comes back up without me calling it out, it'll be just too much like a furu to me. I'm just gonna let that play out though. I'll put the stop in, but I'm not gonna count it as a trade. We're still in an 8-win streak. I do like that. Just move it aside. I'm waiting for 2 p.m. I think for next trade though. Because the 130 clearly manipulated here, and like we want to take the internals but have unwillingness to climb higher. So I'm waiting to see if 230 can do anything special.
Also called the silver bullet zone.
I don't know what I don't know what I want it to do, but I feel like either we break the upside at 2 p.m. or if we rotate lower, we might just go for the London lows here. So I'm gonna just let it play out and then just go with whatever I see. I'm ignoring this, by the way, on ES. I just want to let it play out just for the visuals. But this one, there's no point in kind of like holding any runners here. I think if you hit the target area, you should put break even stop and move your stop up, especially like once we reach our main target, which is this high here. Oh, I actually posted the recap, so I hope no one is confused with this trade. No one's trying to take it. Because I already said it so many times that we're not gonna care about that trade. Maybe I should just close it off so it doesn't confuse people. I am waiting for 2 p.m. right now. There's a possibility we could also run down these low. Because I was waiting for this entry the morning and when it came down here. Is there any inversions, matter of fact, that we can observe? I just got a really mark like this. This order block would likely still hold it up. Just for some reason, I feel still bullish even if it comes down here. I don't feel like it's gonna run the lows. I think it's a good time for questions. For 12 minutes, we can just look at question. Ask any questions for trade reviews. I think another good way to like learn is also like if you tell me a trade that I would have taken, like a unicorn structure or a breaker trade, tell me what trade, even if it fails or if it wins, just let me go over it and then I'll share like my perspective on it. That's if anyone has any trades that they took. But we went live this morning on Discord, and the only thing we took was this trade, but it was break even, which is unfortunate because it went to more than 100 points. I this is like something I regret, but you have to always understand, like, if no matter what happens, if you lose the trade or like you cut that break even, do not think about the trade. If you wanted it, you would have re-entered on that trade. Looking bearish compared to Dixie. Let's look at Dixie. I think it's on this. Dixie's just climbing higher and higher. And Dixie's inverse to indexes. So like we opened it like Monday here. We just keep on rising up, rising up. So definitely Dixie supporting for lower prices. Can you go over how you measure breaker entry if you have a large breaker? Can you give me a reference? I think that's a very good question. I think this one is very clear. Let's just take this example for now. There's basically 4 up close candle. The way I would do it is estimate from removing from the bottom. Since this is a bullish breaker, I would like to look at the last few continuations. So I think some people would do it like this, the last breaker. It works well too, but I like to have the best estimation on it. So I'm going down here. Let me see. This one's very clear too. I'm looking at this 1 minute, but the way that I did this, same thing like how I did down here, right? We had a open here, close down here. I'll look from open of the body down to the wick. That's the way I draw my breakers. Let's see if another example. This one is a very good one too. We have wick down here is a bullish breaker. I'm not considering the wick. I'm considering from the body, from the last candle, the green candle, upwards. That's how I draw it. There's many people that draws it differently. That's how I think is the best way to do it. Is there another one? This one is the same thing. I'm looking at the body downwards. Let me see. I think this one is the same thing again. It's a 1 down close candle. I'm checking the whole candle. If there's like an example of a large breaker, I can show you better. But I think right now there's a few good ones, but like I think it's simple to me. What about the measurements as in the fib? Oh, so you look at the optimal trade entry. So like from this here, everything revolves around the manipulation leg, right? So if we have this low here, we look back at the left side. We had a upside move. That was gonna sneeze. Okay, we had an intermediate high here. Previous sell side or intermediate low. We sweep that, entering this bullish breaker here, which we already marked from AM session that I traded live. Then we close above, making this a bullish breaker, right? So there's two things you gotta do once this bullish breaker is formed. You draw the manipulation leg, which is from this swing low from the recent. I need to blow my nose. We have the manipulation leg. Draw it from the top of the breaker, the bullish breaker once it formed, and that's your breaker. And that's the manipulation leg. And then draw the from the swing low to the swing high for the fib, which is the optimal trade entry. So if I draw like this here, the midpoint of that is the equilibrium. If you're looking at shorts, you want to short at premium, which is above the equilibrium. If you're looking at longs, you want to long at discount. It's very simple theory, but when you apply it all together, this is exactly how I trade. And this breaker itself is already large. It goes from 918 to 904, which is about 15 points. The way that I reduce my entries, I'm reducing it to this FEG plus this equilibrium. So let's say the equilibrium is right here. I would only look at trade entry from here to the bottom of the FEG. Does that make sense? That's how I'll narrow down my entries. And it might sound like foreign or new to you at the start, but like once it like kind of keeps on recurring, you're practicing it, you're forward testing, you're back testing it, it's gonna be so easy. It's gonna be the easiest thing ever. Because the model itself is not complex. What's complex is like using like quarterly theory or any turtle soup is also complex because there should be more to it. But this one, you're waiting for a structure shift and you're using tools to narrow down your entries. It's not that hard to play it. And two other models that I'm gonna be teaching more on live stream that I've been using but not been showcasing. It's gonna be the inducement model, which I'll show probably in the next few days, and then also what was I gonna say? Lost my train of thought. Oh, like just using multiple breakers as a reference. That's which I've been doing the past few streams, but I haven't. I think just so like newer people are watching, I don't want to confuse them too much. But there's a reason why I'm leaving this bearish breaker here and this bullish breaker here, even though it's invalidated, because we're gonna use that to for confluence, and that's more like an advanced way of kind of utilizing breakers.
It's like ping pong.
Yeah.
I like how it left us equal highs at 948.
Yeah, exactly that. I think this is like a hindsight analysis, but like we just kind of swept the internals or the manipulation at like the 1 p.m. time, and then we swept the internals, and then I think the main objective I want to do after the morning, taking out like a lot of the highs, is to take down London lows. So if it just continues goes downward, I'm probably expecting 813 by power hour or DM power hour. Thanks for going over it. I use the same breaker entries, but I usually use a 5-minute time frame if possible, but the measurement should help a great deal. Yeah, for 5 minute is also a very fantastic entry. I would argue it could be even a better accuracy rate, but I think 5 minutes is more difficult to see the setup and get the entry, because 1 minute is so easy to get many setups, but 5 minutes you have to wait for the close and all that. But I think I did take some trades on 5 minutes last week, which I showcased as well. I think it's just lately I've been operating solely on the 1 minute, and I would only adapt if I need to. Right now I don't need to, so I'm only on the 1 minute. But if it's too barcodey, I might drop down to 30 second. If it's too moving too quick, I'll ride over the 5 minute. So you just want to adapt to the situation. Right now, the 1 minute is perfectly fine. I think I used to have issues because I was using the 1 minute and expecting a larger move than the one standard deviation. Yeah, so like if you had to learn things over, you would probably want to learn liquidity first, and then learn about fair value gaps and order blocks, and then learn breakers, and then dive into the unicorn structure model, and then really adapt to using the standard deviation projection target, and coincided with liquidity, which makes it a very fantastic way of viewing price. So even if it goes past the -4 standard deviation, which is usually the main target we aim for, you don't really have to worry about too much. Because at that point, it'll be like over 50 to 100 points already. So in this case here, from 950, we made a manipulation leg here. We drew this out way in advance. And guess where we hit the -4 standard deviation? We hit it on the top of this area, which in fact was where I was looking for shorts in the AM, but I think the Fed speaker really crashed it down. So 0.26, we went like 6 points over and crashed it. And then what happens? We make another manipulation leg from 1050 candle all the way from the high, going all the way down to 896. So we're going back and forth, and people don't realize how critical these targets are, and it coincides with the liquidity that you're looking at. So this buy side here, which is the internal buy sides, it's at 924. We have the -4 standard deviation at 926 or 026. It coincides together, so we can expect that this target can be ran if it continues to do so. And then we'll watch. This does not make it automatically a short. We wait for the structure shift before we're thinking about shorts. And that's what happened here, where we did take the short, but it was a break-even trade because we killed the trade. But it worked out in the end of the day. And with that manipulation leg, we draw all this -4 standard deviation, which hit. And what happened? This was also another manipulation here based on this equal lows. Manipulated into this bullish breaker and then pushed upwards. So do you see how like this kind of like is mapped together? Like if I were to do it right, this is a bullish breaker, go all the way up, form a bearish breaker, go all the way down, back to this bullish breaker, form another bullish breaker, and then go all the way back up, and then now we're like trying to see where we're go now. So like if you were to draw 4 breakers right now, this would be the main one, this would be the second one, this would be the third one, and this would be the fourth one. This is all you need to see like how pricing would move back and forth, and you only need two main standard deviation projection. Can you repeat the order of learning again? First thing I would learn is liquidity. So just looking at internals, looking at buy side, looking at sell side, the high time frame PD raise and all that. Just like kind of where price would go to and target. And then second, you learn about just basic fair value gaps and order block theories. And then learn about breakers. And then learn about unicorn. And then use all these tools. That's if you're completely new. If you're not completely new, you can really dive into this already. Because if you already know what a fair value gap and what a breaker would be, you don't really need to like do all that. All you gotta do is compile together and then reinforce it by back testing, just to get used to it, and then forward testing. People forget that forward testing is the best way for you to learn, because if you're back testing, it's not real environment. you're always gonna win. You're always gonna be like, oh, I would have done this. I would have done this. But when it's forward testing, you're watching it real time. Okay, 2 p.m. happened. I'm gonna mark the 1:30. I don't really trade the PM session that much, but when I do, I always mark out the 1:30 just because I'm using it similarly to what I would do if it's 9:30 open. And what I would do
Nice
with
little 30-second unicorn too.
30-second unicorn. Oh, that's a very tight one. So Dono is trying to look at something like this. The way I'll draw this breaker from this high of the wick, probably down to this low candle here. I'm not gonna take this trade, but I'm gonna use it as just watching.
It's very low probability.
Yeah. I think the more you drop down in time frame, the lower probability is. So if it's 5 minutes, you probably has a good shot. If it's 1 minute, decent shot. 30-second, 15-second, it's gonna be low probability.
Just scalp for like 10 points if you can. That's it. Otherwise, get the fuck out.
If I were to take this trade, though, I think I would take it right here, and then break up this candle in this FEG, and then just put my stop. Where would I put the stop? Maybe just right here. I could do a lot of swing low, the intermediate low. I don't know. I'm not taking it though. I'm just watching the 30-second. But yeah, you really want to focus on the 1 to 5 for execution, and then the other time frame for your other analysis. So you can use the hourly, the 4-hour daily for your main bias analysis, and then break it down to the 5 and 1 for executions. And this might actually do something like this. We take it out this low, close under it, and then retrace back into this bearish breaker, and then continue lower to probably target London lows. I still want to see if this can hold though. So if you're looking at this 1 minute here, this order block here, within this breaker, I still want to see if this could just tap in here and then come back up for a good bounce. But it doesn't have to. This breaker has definitely been overused. It's been tap here, pop up, tap here, pop up. So I've been using this breaker, this bullish breaker, for my narrative on the short term time frame already. And I don't need to see it keep on supporting, because it would break eventually. I want to see this bounce though. That's just because I'm relying on this breaker, but it doesn't really need to. So with the 130 opening, what I usually want to see is, if I'm bullish, I want to see it kind of trade under the 130 and then push back up. If I'm bearish, which now I am, we're looking for a pop above and then really slam it down, which is doing. So definitely lean bearish for the most, until it violates. I'll share this so we know that this is the only trade we took so far today. This is a very breaker type of day though. Even though like some breakers did not give entry and just left a breakaway gap, it's just going back and forth with it, which is very interesting to see. definitely a day where you can review at the end of the day. And if you review it, definitely see if you would take this type of trade. Everything that hit my analysis told me that this would work. If you disregard any time macros, because we didn't really enter anyone in that area, but everything else definitely hit my checklist. And for me to like use all the tools to narrow down the entry to a more of a 4-point entry zone, that's the critical way to learn.
I'm at 15 points.
Yeah, you long that 30-second?
Of course.
I didn't really pay attention to it.
Like, there's a fair value gap too that extended, and basically it was holding the midpoint of that fair value gap on 30 seconds, so I took it. But it's just a quick scalp. Like, I would recommend for anyone new to take high risk scalps like that.
This is kind of what I'm waiting to play out though. Kind of a dip down here, bounce, and then let this bearish breaker play out. Tanya said I'm in shorts. Oh, from where? Hopefully just not like 894 right now. That's definitely too... Oh, OBS said it disconnected. Am I good? Am I good? OBS says it reconnected. Am I good? Hopefully I'm good because my computer said OBS disconnected, it froze, and then it said reconnected. We'll see. You're okay, thank you.
Very good.
I don't know, sometimes my computer doesn't... I think it's more of a Wi-Fi problem because I have all these... I'm streaming, I have my broker up, I have all these tabs up. I need to get better Wi-Fi. I need to get Google Fiber. So, let's see. We're like a few points away from like this FEG that I'm looking at carefully. I don't think I'm entering it, but I just want to see if it would bounce and then deliver to a bearish breaker, which would be this bearish breaker here. Is London lows down here too? No, London was all the way down here. So far. Super low latency, only going by 1 second. That's really nice.
So we traced back all the way down to the 948 breaker.
This already happened on ES. Looks like I was watching on Q, but we could see a very low time frame breaker again. which would fill this FEG here too. It's a very good entry, at least a good entry model, because it allows you to beat a very tight entry or a stop on it. So like this is a more of a hindsight thing because I was watching NQ, it didn't deliver on NQ, but it looks like ES did make the delivery already. I'll probably look at something like this. Like I'll draw the fib just to showcase it too. Entry in this would be stop above this high, about like a 3-point stop, and I would go for whatever liquidity is, which would be down here. This would have definitely been a good entry. I didn't see it on NQ though. I'm too focused on NQ for some reason. When ES is definitely giving the entries that you want to see.
We can't betray NQ.
NQ or die. This trade would have been up like 6 points already, and then you would put breaking stop on. This is a terrific one. Even though I say that hindsight, like this is, I was looking the same exact thing on NQ, but it just didn't form yet because we didn't establish a low here.
I see accumulation manipulation happening right now.
For what? NQ? You're talking about NQ every time. I keep on asking that.
Yeah.
Accumulation.
No.
Where would the accumulation?
The range from 1:53 p.m. to 2:08 p.m. That's like accumulation there. Right now we have the manipulation like down, so it should take out those equal highs.
Oh, okay. I see what your angle with this.
But I kind of want to see it to go a little lower. But
for this to play out though, I think it would need to pop above like 907s and then retap back to like 900 for me to long that. So like if you're bullish on this, I would need a close right here, retap, and then push to the equal highs.
like we're so close to IDR low on NQ.
Hypno said, he mentioned 853 early in stream. Was 853 something that you said Michael or ICT was looking for the trade? I don't see anything at 853. We have the low at 855, but maybe it's something else I'm missing. I'm asking like why 853.
They just sell side over there. That's not exactly high quality sell side liquidity.
Green is green.
Alright, IDR low just hit. YM looks like it just wants to puke.
YM. I forget that I have YM in my chart still. It's like the bottom left corner.
You see how ES took out London lows?
Did it? Let's see. Oh, we did, yeah.
So that's a major liquidity taken now.
Let's see. Tanya said I took L's on shorts. Now the short is making up for it. Options. Yeah, I mean, like, I think when you said short, I don't know where your short entry exactly was, but like even like if you took at the lowest possible when you said it, it was now like up like 20 plus points. Yeah, so like I'm pretty bearish bias unless this plays out, which I would need to close above 909 essentially. A strong close over 909. And this would kind of like accept the theory that what Dono was kind of saying, like this would be the consolidation or the accumulation. This would be the manipulation, and then we'll expand upward with the AMD there. But this would need to play out first, and then we'll likely get an entry.
Yeah, never jump into anything without confirmation. Guys.
Yeah. So what we're doing is like kind of anticipating setups, and if it doesn't follow through with it, there's no losses with that. And if you're training your eyes to like anticipating some setups, it's really helpful in that way, and it helps you from FOMOing trades too. We also have this equal high up there on the 1 minute.
Rule number 1 about trading is don't lose money.
Yeah. Don't take stupid trades.
You can make money off of stupid trades, but then that just ruins your entire psychology.
Yeah, then you're gonna always think like, oh, I could take this trade again. I could take this type of trades again, instead of just like really only going for that one setup that you would know you would take.
All right, another flush. PDL just got taken out. We have IDR low at 855. At this point, I'd want to see some sort of SMT with ES or YM to even think about longing.
Kai K said, in hindsight, do you see any entries for this short leg down? If you were here like 5 minutes ago, this is the only trade I would have taken for the downside. I missed this only because I was trying to look at it on NQ, but I didn't realize ES already formulated it. So I think it was this mark here. Let me see. Yeah, so this low here, NQ did not take out this low, so the breaker didn't form. But in ES, it did establish a very strong low here and close below it. So this would be the only trade I would have taken. It'll be a and it formed a FPG too, which is within the breaker and is an OT entry. So you could look at 88 to 89 entry, stop at 91. That would have been the best entry you could do. Yeah. So like if I'm looking at NQ, usually I'm charting on both NQ and ES. In this case, NQ hit. Just like how we longed here. Very clean entry on the long side. NQ hit, but ES didn't. And ES just tapped right below or right above the FEG. Yeah. But yeah, this is hindsight only because I was watching NQ. I was already anticipating on NQ. So it's not hindsight like 100% ignorant trade where like, oh, like this is a setup I would take it. No, like we were watching something similar already. Definitely put this to the side now.
Little 30-second through drive.
You always mention the 3 drive, and when I don't see it, it's on the 1 minute. I don't see it, and then like 30-second, like it's like there it is. We'll see how I play it. I need to stop looking at 30-second sometimes when 1 minute is already suitable for today. Like some days you switch 30-second, Today is not the day you need to.
30-second. I look at the 15 in 1 second, man.
I feel like the lower you drop after 1 minute is like your accuracy rate definitely gotta drop too.
Gotta keep it entertaining, you know? Works every time. I got in at 869. Made 10 points off of this. Good enough.
Price reacted exactly where I saw at the C of the 15-minute wick. 15-minute. Oh. Okay, so I only like this just because we look at the left side, we have equal lows, and we swept it with this candle down. So it doesn't really tell me to, that we want to go lower too much. So this would be valid. Had it not been for this wicks here, I won't consider this wick as like a consequent encroachment type of analysis. It's only because we swept equal lows with this candle down. That's kind of how I'll take it. I personally trade the half-second chart. The 1 millisecond is the holy grail.
The best one is the 69-second chart.
But it's kind of funny. Like I think everyone's always hyping up like 5 minute like last year, but now I think everyone's going the 1 minute, and then some people are actually going lower. But
only those with mental illnesses go to 30-second or less.
For your main entry, especially if that's what you're executing. But I know Dave trades like that though with his model.
This is looking pretty good. Might target those equal highs now.
So you were looking at 30-second chart. Let me see if I would take. Was it a breaker play? Because I kind of can see it, but it's too barcodey.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like
the 217 candle. Is that what you're kind of looking at? That's the only thing I could really see, but it's still too shallow.
Yeah.
You're looking at that. Retap back in.
But it also made like an order block at 220, 219 in 30 seconds. So I saw that, I took the trade.
Okay, yeah. It's just definitely way too choppy here. I mean, if this is the trade you take, you're likely only doing like what, like a 8-point stop, something like that.
Yeah, not even.
Pretty tight. I need $150 for a payout from Apex. I'm nervous. That's good if you're hitting that payout. Tanya said I hit the 12K profit target in one trade. Holy crap! What was your entry? And I hope you didn't take any drawdown. If you only took like 1 or 2 point drawdown and then got like 50 points, that'll be a good tweet. Oh, I see what you're doing. I didn't read the second message. Invest and manifest. I'm not in anything right now. We're waiting. The only thing I'm looking at is looking for short entries or looking for this to happen for longs.
Let's go.
That's
20-pointer.
20 point. Oh, nice.
Take it all the way to 909, boys. Let's go. I should run through here, so I put my stop loss at plus 10 points, so now my trade is risk-free.
Yeah, it's a good way to put break stop. Hypno says Tanya used to be my Twitter buddy when she was faceless. She popped off now. She's bigger, so she forgot everyone. She doesn't even know who you are anymore, Hypnos. She's running the YouTube live scene.
My wife is learning from Tanya too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she won't listen to me, but she'll listen to Tanya. So
Is it a girl thing? Like it's because she's like relatable, or
I
like
have no idea.
I don't
I
know
stopped
either.
trying to understand women a long time ago. No offense to
this
anybody
is
here.
Dono talking. Is Dono he like live streams with me, but his wife apparently watches you live to learn to trade.
She won't listen to me though, but she'll listen to Tanya.
It's probably like a girl connection thing. Like they don't want to learn from a guy, but if they're learning from a girl, they can watch it. And like the way that Tanya does the stream, it's also entertaining. It's captivating. So it's not just solely trading. It's like she's entertaining the audience. So maybe that's also another reason too.
Yeah.
Sleepy, what unicorn you're talking about in the 1 minute? Did we miss one? It was only this if you're talking about a short on a US.
I'm up 30 points now. Stop loss is still at 79. Take it all the way to 909, boys.
Sleepy, this 217 is way too tight to be a breaker. It's just more like a trend down here. I need maybe on the 30-second, if anything, but like I don't. It's not good enough.
Everybody sees that accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right?
Yeah. If we do get close above 907, what you're talking about Dono with the accumulation manipulation down here would be playing out exactly how it is. And for that to happen, like if that were to happen, you got a really good entry in the manipulation area. So if this plays out.
I saw that accumulation, and the way down, there's like a 30-second 3-drive forming with an order block. So that gave me enough confirmation to enter with confidence.
We'll just see how this plays out. Kai K said, "What was your entry behind this long? Don't know. Do you want to explain that real quick?"
Yeah, so I saw the accumulation forming from like 150, and then leg down, and then form a 3-drive into previous day low. So then after it hit previous day low, we saw another bounce up and formed a bullish order block. So then that's where I entered on the bullish order block at 869.25 on the 30-second chart. So it's kind of tough to see sometimes, unless you've been doing this for a while. But I wouldn't recommend taking those kind of trades yet.
Yeah, it's way too tight for me to kind of like analyze it for like a setup. But if you're already long bias, then that is decent.
Yeah, especially when we're in a downtrend, right? So sometimes it won't always work out. So you always take partials along the way up. So at least you secure some profits. Like anytime I hit plus 20 points on NQ, I always take off half my position, always. And then I leave the rest to like profit plus 10. Remember, ICT always says pay the trader, always.
Yeah.
Never ever round trip your positions. That's the worst thing you can do.
If you don't know, Sleepy's Alan Q, the dog picture, and he's been working on getting the payout for the longest time. So that's part of the joke, the inside joke in a way. If you're in the Discord, he's working his ass off to get a payout, and he's actually getting there. Let me see. I think today, did you post it P&L? Make sure you post it on the Profit channel, Sleepy, so people can keep up to date with you. But he did post it in the main channel.
He's up 281. He has two 50K express funded, and one is at 800. I don't know when you're planning to get a payout. Maybe like at 1500, you get 750. I don't know what it is, but you're getting there. It's exciting.
$1 at a time, boys.
Blake's asked, "What do you mean by round trip?" Don't know. Did you mention something about round trip? I don't know if I heard.
No, I was just talking about managing your positions, right? Like, you don't want to hold it all the way through sometimes, especially considering we're in a downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're taking the opposite position based on the trend, right? Then you want to take partials along the way up.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Round tripping means that you enter something, it goes up like 30 points, and then it retraces all the way back down to your entry. That's like the worst thing. Oh, that's
Yeah.
like the worst.
For the most part, when that happens to me, like I'll at least take 50% of my position off already at whatever PT it is, and usually is above my stop loss. So if it's like if I have a 10-point stop, I'll take it at 15 points, break me stop. So no matter what happens, it'll be a green trade, but it won't be like a strong green trade. If it's like 500, I'm aiming for, I'll probably only end up with 200. I'm thinking about 2K top one, bottom will be 1.6K ish. Take out 500 from each, trying to maintain that every week. 1K a week for me. That's impressive. You can do that. I hope you can, man. Tanya said, "Look at Dixie. Is Dixie rising up, dude?" So Dixie, what I have up on my chart, since Monday, it's just been grinding up, and the way that Dixie operated it versus the index. So if Dixie goes up, the index usually would come down as well. That's what's happening. What's the best way to learn daily bias? Why were you bullish this morning? Was I bullish? I don't think I had a narrative in mind for today, but
the morning we missed the entire run up.
Yeah,
so.
we definitely missed it. We were looking at a bullish breaker for entry though, but the way that you would look for narrative is probably on the daily and then break it down. So daily here, you kind of it's like it's too complicated right now because the last 2 days it's just been like a high wick, low wick, and the close in between. But you probably look at the hourly more or the 4 hour for a narrative wise. I think let me see. I think this one is a good narrative here. NQ showing an hourly FVG. We filled this on Friday and then popped higher. Then we closed below down here, but this is more of a manipulation and then ran it back up. It's just hard for the last few days just because it's been so choppy. It's going both sides, like seek and destroy. That's why you want to adapt to it. So like, even if the breaker entry is a counter trend, there's already a low time frame market structure shift already. So we're not shorting blindly. We're not longing blindly. Dodgy was bullish. He might be like short term. Oh, well, where was he bullish to? Was he going for the daily highs because we didn't get there? I mean, I was pretty bullish down here in the morning during the morning live stream. I was looking for an entry right here, but we were shy of it. If we got the entry like 10 points lower, I would probably target this high and then ran it up to volume imbalance daily. And then we took the short here, which ran it down, but we didn't get that full hold. And then we took a long here, which is a very low time frame long setup. I was hoping for it to keep on running though, but we just took internals and just did nothing. Now we're just still bearish, but we're waiting. We're anticipating for a bullish structure shift. Is that T Trades with a Z? He's an imposter. There's gonna be haters everywhere. The only I'm lucky so far, like the last like 8-7 streams, I haven't taken a loss yet. So they can't say anything to me yet, but maybe the first day out, maybe tomorrow I'll take a loss, and everyone like, you're not a profitable trader, even though like the last 5 streams, we took green trades everywhere.
We don't lose around here. Looking good so far. I guess we're getting close to those equal highs at 909.
Yeah. This is basically what I'm anticipating. A strong pop up and just like simple retrace. I'm gonna use that bullish breaker to play the upside. Lots of search short action right now. So let me see. This would probably be the bullish breaker. There's 3 consecutive green candles here. I'm gonna use that, and hopefully there's a nice displacement candle for it. The way that T trades is kind of commenting. It kind of sounds like Dave when he made that like the second day she was live streaming. Dave was like, she can't trade and she's only doing it for commission, which is like you're not even giving her a chance. The second day, that's crazy. But then after the next 5 days after, she was actually doing lots of green trades. I think Friday she got like a 50 point or 100 point. I don't remember. I called live and I was watching that. It's kind of too early to even call anyone unprofitable or inconsistent. Like if you're only watching, like if you're taking data from a few streams, you should like form that conclusion like 2 months later.
So we're revisiting that phantom fair value gap at 9:40 a.m. So if we flip this, then
9:40 a.m.
it's looking good.
Let me see. Well, I gotta go all day back. Oh, you're doing that.
But the 5-minute candle needs to close above.
Oh, you're the 5-minute candle? Is that what you're talking about? Or the 1 minute?
Yeah, 5-minute.
Yeah.
The
That's basically what the
fair
breaker
value
is
gap.
that I had on the 1 minute. I'll mark that with you. This could definitely inverse. Yeah.
Inverted fair value gaps are extremely powerful. I like them more than regular fair value gaps.
Yeah, and then there could be a balanced price range where you can really use it, narrow down.
All right, we're bouncing up from the range now. Now, hopefully, we take out those equal highs into the 9:30 open.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm watching for. Anything else that I should be aware of right now? It does look like an AMD type of structure right now.
Pretty weak so far. Not liking it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for this. I might look to see if there's a 1 minute bullish structure shift here too.
What do you think of that breaker at 12:55?
12:55.
On
You're
the
making me
5-minute chart.
go all the way back all the time. Let's see, 12:55.
On the 5-minute.
You're looking at this as a what? Which breaker? This is just like a Lviv reversal area, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you gonna use this? Like a bullish or a bearish breaker?
For bearish, I want to see it reject.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works out. I thought you were using it for a bullish breaker. I was like, how does this work? Let me see. Yeah, so if we get a close above, yeah, that means basically if we get close above 909, I would probably look to see that 5-minute breaker to invalidate. That's a good point to make though, that we're also in like a 5-minute breaker pattern. my gut is telling me the moment we close above 910, we're gonna really distribute upwards. This whole move down is just a manipulation here, since we already accumulated all morning or all afternoon.
Yeah, the biggest takeaway is that ES took out London lows as well, right? So that's like the whole daily liquidity just taken out like that.
Yeah. I mean, ES is making like essentially another like drive down. If we're thinking like this as search and shoy, it's just it tapped lower and then come back up. I will wait for this long opportunity. I think this is the only setup that I'll probably take for the rest of the day here. I don't know if a bearish structure would form any time soon here. Do we have earnings today? Is it earning weeks already?
I thought they were like in February or something.
We're coming up here.
All right, I closed completely here.
That was a pretty good long, man. Definitely did. I was too skeptical of it.
30-second 3-drive, man.
This does look like it could form this bullish breaker soon. Gotta let it play out more.
That was almost a 40-point move.
Yeah, that's pretty good. With very little heat too. Whenever it wants to come back down or pop up first. Wait, is Tanya still in shorts? Why she want lower? I thought you already passed your My Fun of Futures. 12K target in one trade. Pretty impressive. I'm assuming 15 minis as well. Oh, in response to what you're saying earlier. I think I was saying the 5-minute. Like there's a potential breaker here, which would invalidate it already for me if we do a close above 909 already. Yeah. There's a lot of the way that it's moving, like different time frames telling different things. I'm trying to adapt and see which is more suitable. It's just a slow grind now. It might just be coming up slowly. There's no point in shorting this at all, though. I'm more leaning up than down right now. So this is kind of critical here. Even if we get a close above, a retrace down here would not give you the optimal trade entry. So we got to be careful and look for a good displacement as well. But what we do know is this is more of a bullish structure, if that's the case. Best case though, if we get a pop above here, retap into this 5-minute FEG, which would be like similar to a box setup. So if I draw this like this, maybe it will be easier for you to follow. It's a bad color. I think a retap into this 5-minute FEG would be perfect though. Let's see if we get 5-minute close above too. So let it hold above nicely, and then if it retaps back in, we'll enter long. So we anticipate this for very early on. If this does play out, this would be a nice entry.
Yeah, the other thing to note is that the PD array from 1:35 p.m. all the way down to 1:53 p.m. it never reached equilibrium on the way down, so that's another key indicator you can use for reversals. And also there's equal highs at 9:47 with NWOG just right above it. So, damn, I should have closed my fucking trade.
Yes. Stupid.
Happens every time. I guess my mental capacity to hold trades is 40 points sometimes.
Definitely looking at longest down. I don't know if we get entry. The way that we're moving is really pushing it. We have a BPR going this side here. I'm kind of anticipating for a rejection here, but it could come up to the 1 minute first. My chart is looking very messy after trading both sessions today. I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick. We'll be right back. Okay. Can we get a entry? Yes or no? We're waiting. Let's do like a green red poll. Let's see what happens here. Green or red. Let's see the percentage. Four votes so far.
There's another fair value gap at 12:25 p.m. that we have to flip now.
Very high percentage of people are green today. Hopefully from the trades that we took today, which was very nice. But man, no shorts is kind of annoying. Either we end the day with a 30-point trade, which we longed here, or we wait for another setup, which is this likely this long. I don't think there's a short setup going to come up after we did this accumulation manipulation move already. So it really got to be a long here. Just a retap back in this breaker would be ideal. Oh, yeah, in this 5 minute also, because if it does get under this 5 minute, it's like the clearest box setup you can get. Because we can already see this is the low here. And the box setup, the way that works is like power of 3, but you want to really re-enter at the bottom of the previous low. Wow, this is a very strong grind up here, huh?
I think a manipulation wick's about to happen. So now everyone who's short at the bottom got fucked pretty hard.
Yep. Where do we get this long though? Power hour happening here. Maybe we get a very intermediate bear structure here. Maybe that's the move. And then we'll look at shorts to flip to this bullish breaker. Play both sides. Like a double agent. We need to take out this low first. Could get a bearish structure move to push down here, and then I'll like it to. I like to do that.
Just waiting what will happen now. Does look like it's gonna break here. We have 3 wicks down here. Then retrace back down before moving higher later. Come on. Whenever it wants to. So it looks like 30 people answered that poll. 83% green. That's pretty good. Probably a lot of people are green from the trade that we took all together. This looks like it's gonna run down. At least to take out these lows first. This sweep this. Oh, it looks like Dono just posted his trade, his 30-second trade from the lows. It was very nice. He did tell us that real time, but I was like, I don't really like it too much. Just because it's so choppy and not giving clear structure. But there was SMT there, it looks like. Damn, this is chop. Just accumulating upwards. Not much to really do here.
We wait for the scam wick.
Yes.
I'm thinking we test the 9:30 open again and then just run up to.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
buy side liquidity.
anticipating too. But we're not really trying to break that right now. We've just been bouncing every chance we get. It's already 3:08. Yeah, I didn't realize that. We're probably gonna wrap up soon. I just want to see if this plays out because I've been waiting for this bullish move for a while now. Like, I'm anticipating like we make a run here and then retop back down. I just want to see if this plays out. It's a very good move.
whenever it wants to. I'll give it to 315. If it doesn't give us a retracement long, I don't think we'll take it, and we'll just wrap up.
The macro starts at 315.
I don't know, like, well, like if we're not even doing anything at 315, I mean, if we're just stagnant still, so I'm like, okay, there's no point in watching this.
Well, this is like a low resistance liquidity run, right? So
Yeah.
there's always some sort of manipulation that happens, particularly scam wicks.
I'm thinking so too. Are you looking at Scamwick from the downside so we can project upwards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want
okay.
those equal highs at 948 taken out. If that gets taken out, then I'm closing the charts.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it. Let's see if this is a Scamwick to the upside so we can project downwards.
Yeah, it's entirely possible because there's a price imbalance from the low of today, right? At 855.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get an entry.
Yeah. We're hoping for a retrace, but we're not going to get it. Let's just see it.
Look at
Take
the
on the buy
look
side.
at the
Really.
daily candle. The last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been nasty. It's just been chopping around. Well, we might close green, it looks like. Or close like somewhere in that realm.
Let's just pick up like a plus sign.
Okay, we have 3 minutes for the run like down 40 points. Let's see what happens. It's possible. It's entirely possible here. Don't count it out yet. What was your entry for 9? Oh, was it 921? No, I meant 912. It was this unicorn entry. I don't know if you were here for that one. We long basically here, so we had a bullish move here, equal lows, swept down, so like clear manipulation. Close very high, take on a turn on, and then retap back into a unicorn entry here. But we were waiting for this bullish move here. Even when it's going down, we're like, okay, we could long if this happened. Still waiting for it to happen. That marks the 8th win streak too, and hopefully 9 if this hits, but it's likely it's not gonna hit. This might be an inverse downwards, right? Would this be a very tight scalp? We'll just do like that stop, 7-point stop, then just run it down this low. I don't know. I don't think I'm trading anymore for now.
It begins.
Wow, we might actually get it. The 315 macro is about to kick in. I'll end the stream here, guys.